Happy birthday, Sandy.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Sandy.
Happy birthday.
And Michael, thanks for being on with us.
Oh, okay. My pleasure so far, at least.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Cantor, can you just start with music?
Cantor, you're muted.
Shabbat Shalom, Emmanuel congregation, and Shabbat Shalom to Rabbi Michael Zedek and Rabbi Craig Marantz, who are with us this Shabbat, as well as the Askevich family, Sandy Chait. We welcome you from our virtual village.
Ruchim Abaim, thank you, Cantor Friedman. Welcome to you. Always good to hang out in the village. 5959 online. Rabbi Zedek, thank you for being here as our Darshan, our teacher of Torah. And Sophia, nice to see you and your family. Andrew and Hallie and Nathan, thank you for joining Sophia here as we engage Ish in your bat mitzvah, which was originally planned this weekend. But, you know, life has some strange twists and some challenging twists, to put it mildly. And so here we are doing something, getting a taste of your great celebration. We're honored to be here with you. Of course, Leah Jones, Cassandra Tenenbaum, our tech captains, happy to see you. I want to offer you a poem by Alden Solovey, one of our favorites from This Joyous Soul, a new voice for ancient yearnings. God, help us live this day in a way that draws your favor, that summons your gifts and your blessings, that attracts holiness and light. Give us courage and strength, hope and understanding. Help us to be present in our lives. Help us to be present in my day, our days. Help us to be present for others. Help us to be present for ourselves. Let us live awake and aware, vital and energetic, casting off the chains of doubt and fear. God of hidden worlds, God of secret realms, God of trial and triumph, you have given us moments and choices, hours and opportunities, days to build and days to renew. Let us live this day with wisdom, awake to moments for healing, dedicating our hands and our hearts to the work of creation, which is completed on Shabbat with our rest. And your gifts will appear quietly, gently, sweet like morning dew to refresh our hearts. By the way, Sandy Chait, I also want to honor you and welcome you to our YouTube service, our YouTube Live, our Zoom Tube service. This is kind of new territory for you. You are turning 75 years young this week. And this is a great way to spend the next 75 years, or 120 maybe. So anyway, are we ready for what's next, Cantor?
I think we are. Sandy, would you honor us by reading before we light our Shabbat.
Thank you so much. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we be our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day may be among those who kindle light.
Nathan, would you please light the Shabbat candles as your parents do the bracha after?
Oh, jeez. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Not a worry.
So
Did we get some of those other messages?
Yes.
Ah,
Oh, we
jeez.
got it. There we go.
Maybe they can hear me.
Go out. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you.
Kol hakavod. After Kiddush, is Sandy still on the line?
Sandy moved over to YouTube very
Okay.
quickly to say hello to our friends in
I
the chat
know.
there.
Sandy,
So she's with us, but she's not
we're
on
going to
Zoom.
convey a blessing somehow to you through Zoom too. All right, it'll work just as well. Cantor, after we do Kiddush, let's pause for a special blessing for our dear birthday person, Sandy Chait, okay? So,
I love it.
Vayere vayivoker yom hashishi, and there was evening and there was morning, a sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, on Shabbat, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ava uvratzon chinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher letziyat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikohamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ava uvratzon, chinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh Shabbat.
Amen. Sophia, if you would please, L'chaim.
L'chaim, l'chaim.
And Sandy has rejoined the Zoom.
Oh, dear Sandy, thank you. So, Sandy, we are so pleased to honor you here in the virtual village, among our Emmanuel community and all the friends that join us here in virtual space. And we are grateful to celebrate with you 75 years, 3/4 of a blessed century, and you have spent a good portion of those years in wonderful and giving service to Emmanuel congregation. You are one who practices hospitality. You are one that takes care of people when they come into our physical building. And now we sort of have to redefine how we care for one another, but you're right there with us as we are redefining ourselves in these days of COVID chaos. So you give us a real reason to smile tonight. And I personally smile because I have visions of orange crush cake dancing before my eyes. And you always make sure that my tummy is happy with orange crush cake. So I'm particularly appreciative and thankful for your hospitality. So, and of course, you are a justice maven and you serve your community with distinction, making sure people are well treated in the neighborhood. And so keep up that wonderful work of justice. So let's bless you. We'll do a priestly blessing, Cantor.
May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha u'neka.
May God continue to smile upon you, Sandy, and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom.
May God lift up God's face to you, that God might shine in you and shine through you and give you the gift of peace.
Amen.
How
about a Yom Chuledet Sameach with air symbols? Very fun on ZoomTube. Ready? Yom Chuledet Sameach. Yom Chuledet Sameach. Yom Chuledet Sameach. Yom Chuledet Sameach. Rabbi Zedek, I think we're having too much fun here. Cantor Friedman, what do you think? Sandy, I hope you're happy. Many joyous returns.
I only use that to wash my hands, but that was a better use of it.
Well done. Okay. So now we continue with what's next, Cantor.
Rabbi, the Baruch Hu.
Oh,
I lied. A special Shalom Aleichem. This is Sandy's favorite.
very good.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rachuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay, Chavrei, we rise in body and or spirit, and we call ourselves into prayer. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la la. Yai la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai. Amevorach. Amevorach, Amevorach, olam va'ed. Chevre, reading from a brand new collection. This one is entitled Mishkan Ga'ava, where pride dwells, a celebration of LGBTQ Jewish life and ritual. Beautiful reflection before Avat Olam, our revelation prayer, eternal love by a colleague and friend, the dear and esteemed Rabbi Denise Egger. You have loved the people Israel with a never-ending love. You have given us your Torah, laws, and statutes to guide us so that our lives may be filled with holiness and happiness. We know that we must find ways to strengthen our faith and hope in you. Your Torah acts as our inspiration. Help us, O God, to find ways to renew our commitments as Jews. Teach us to feel proud of all our identities. For you, Eternal One, made us as we are. We say, praised are you, source of all, who is the lover of the people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Blessed are you who loves your people Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shemo, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בעם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Continue with Hashkivenu as we pray for God to shelter over us, a Sukkot Shalom, a sukkah of peace. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, אמן. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
We invite Sophia Askovich and her family to please rise as she leads us through the journey, the tefillah.
Adonai sefatai titach ufi agita hilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagbor v'Hanarav, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Ha'akol, Vezoher Hazdei Bot Bimo, Levi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei HaKol, Atah Rav Loshia, Morid Hatah, V'hokel Haim B'chesed, V'chayei HaKol B'rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, V'rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Kayem Emuanto, Lishaneh Afar, Yichamocha B'Geburot, Umido Melach, Loch V'mitum Hayei, Umatzmia Yeshua, Ne'eman atah Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai v'chayei HaKol.
Atah Kadosh, v'Shemcha Kadosh, u'Kadoshim b'chol yom yahalucha, Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
However, I think now's a good time for Sandy Chait's favorite part of the service. Isn't that right, Sandy? The silent meditation. Here's an opportunity for you to explore whatever's in your heart and to dwell in that magnificent and sacred and personal space that just belongs to you. Enjoy or struggle. Either way, the prayer will be meaningful.
Oseh shalom bimrama, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimrama, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. Seder Kriyat Torah l'Shabbat, the order for reading of Torah on Shabbat, will be ably helped tonight, rabbis, by Sophia and by Nathan. Nathan, if you would start us off with the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu Gadol Ladonenu Kadosh Shemo. Sophia, I invite you to open up or to take off the Torah scrolls mantle. Please find your place in the scroll, my love, and then close up the scroll. And when your parents are ready, the bracha. Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natam lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el kol adat bnei Yisrael. V'amarta lehem kedoshim tehiyu. Ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. Yishivo ve'aviv tira'u ve'shatotai tishmoru. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Al tifnu el halelim, v'alohem asecha, lo tasu lachem. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Asher Kohesh. And the translation, my love.
The Eternal One spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the whole Israelite community and say to them, you shall be holy, for I, the Eternal your God, am holy. You shall each revere your mother and your father and keep my Sabbaths. I, the Eternal, am your God. Do not turn to idols or make molten gods for yourselves. I, the Eternal, am your God."
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah v'emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for placing the cover on. Please be seated.
So my understanding is that it's my time now, yes? Finally, after all these years. By the way, aside from my more than grateful willingness to have you comment on whether I should keep this little growth or not, that's a a subject for another moment or two. I am grateful to Sophia and her family for sharing this Shabbat with us, and especially to my colleagues, Rabbi Marantz and Cantor, for making certain that I could have a moment to share a brief, I promise, well, at least I intend to promise, that it be a brief Devar Torah, a word of Torah. To begin, before we actually started the 6:30 experience, I mentioned in our preparation to be sure we were all online that Thursday was Rabbi Herman Shalman, blessed memories, would have been his 104th birthday. And for those who may be on who knew him, they know how remarkable an individual he most certainly was. And for those who don't, I promise you, he was a presence more than anyone could imagine as an extraordinary individual in a variety of ways. Among the least remarkable aspects of this remarkable man was that he had a full head of hair. And I admired from afar that particular quality that he seemed to possess. But it did lead me, as I shared with Rabbi Marantz earlier this week, to a piece of Talmud that I had never previously even imagined. I just put into, oh my goodness, what social isolation will do to a person in terms of the necessities of trying to explore stuff. I put into a Google search, Talmud and haircuts. And I got the usual the king, in addition to only being allowed 18 wives, halavai, those are the good old days. And by the way, many of the kings of ancient Israel violated that rule. Was obligated to get his hair cut every day. Now, I hope I would get a discount for that, but obligated to get his hair cut every day. The high priest was obligated to get his hair cut once a week. And now, among the reasons why I'm sure this came up is not just Rabbi Shalman's birthday, but I'm way overdue for the little bit I have to get it trimmed into orderly fashion. Everyone else, it didn't matter. And so, alas, it doesn't matter. But much more significantly is, of course, the Torah portion, which Sophia chanted so beautifully and was Rabbi Shalman's bar mitzvah portion, even as Sophia is in some fashion your bat mitzvah portion. So you share the connection through the generations. But I want to take it apart, just that first sentence for a little bit. I'm far from the first person to do so. Daber el kol adat b'nei Yisrael v'amarta alehem kedoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. Just two beautiful words. El kol, to the entire community, not just to the priests, which is what the book is supposedly about, but to everybody. And everybody should get this particular lesson because it is unbelievably chutzpahdik. It's unparalleled in religious literature. You shall be holy because, is the usual translation, I, the eternal, your God, am holy. Now, in the ancient world, the notion of holiness was something that was exceptional. A division between deity or, to be honest, deities, and all or everyone or everything else. But our tradition has the chutzpah, that's a fancy schmancy understatement, to say that human beings can reduce the distance between what is the sacred in all of its fullness and our lives in all of the various ways in which we live them, whether it be in the mundane, the normal, the ordinary, or the special, amazing moments as a family gathered around the table as their daughter reads Torah. That holiness is something that we have in common with the highest that can be experienced. It is an unparalleled and amazing suggestion. We have it concretized, for example, in every blessing that is based on Torah. Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, who has allowed us to find a way to holiness in commandments, in deeds, not just in abstraction, but in what you and I do with and for and on behalf of each other, we can touch something holy, which leads to the peculiar and wonderful translation. Speak to the entire congregation of the children of Israel, and you shall say to them, you shall be holy, ki, which can also be translated not just because, but also so that I shall be holy, so that the holiness that is, as I love to say, all around us and in us can be made manifest, because for a moment, the breath of inspiration and joy and connection dwelt in us, through us, and reached out and touched all around us. I am certain that can be true in ritual, in ceremony, in connection, in social action. In every act we take, there is the opportunity for us to be, oh my God, godlike. Can you imagine the chutzpah? So that our tradition would say, God so loved the world that God put into every single one of us, Jew or Gentile, every person, a chance to be godly, godlike. And God needs us to do that work. Most especially in such times as these, are we reminded that we can be holy. By the way, it's in the future tense, which is another way of saying we don't ever have to retire. We'll never retire from that work, even if we're the Rabbi Emeritus of Emmanuel Congregation. There's still work to do. And may we continue in that embrace and in that sacred obligation. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May that be God's will. And a rabbi spoke fairly briefly. What the heck?
Very briefly.
Briefly and wisely.
Oh, you're kind. Thank you.
And inspiringly. And thank you, Michael. Thank you, Rabbi Zedek, for your presence and for your leadership and for your example. Even the very wise and short Devar Torah. I will try to heed. Well done. So I think it's time for Mishbeirach. And Rabbi Zedek, I think about this particular act of holiness that draws all of us in to our own potential and our own capacity, our own commitments and responsibilities to reach out to those who are in need with a spirit of compassion, even a spirit of justice, which are so essential to our Torah portion and to being a kingdom of priests and to acting not only as though, but as people who are created in God's image, not only full of intrinsic worth, but the potential to bring holiness into the world. And there are those among us who are in need, who are ailing because their bodies aren't working, or their feelings are low, or somehow their souls are disconnected in a way that leaves them less than whole. Certainly during this COVID chaos, there are those who are especially vulnerable, not only those who are sick, but those who are caring for the sick and put their lives on the line. We hope to imbue them with a certain strength to get through the vulnerable moments with those that they care so much. And for those, they offer healing gestures. I also want to bring up the fact that we got news today or yesterday, one or the other, that our Reform camps will be closed for the summer. And I imagine there are other camps that will be closed for the summer. And there are other activities that may hang in the balance at this point. And I imagine there's profound sadness. I know I feel it. People in my family feel it. Perhaps you feel it. The notion of not being able to dive in deeply to powerful Jewish experiences or powerful human experiences that renew and refresh us and remind us of what it means to be holy. not having that immersion seems to me to create great sadness. So to the extent that hearts are aching on this particular Shabbat, an unusual level, we take into all of those, we take into our hearts all of those who are so sad. In addition, we think of the following in need of Refuah Shlema: Noreen Alper, Judy Altman, Tanya Barliant, Randy Busher, David Burchett, Vega Sorabat Chaya, Linda Danielson, Gita Domsky, Francine Fields, Lana Fields, Don Grandolfo, Mimi Harris, Werner Hyman, Jane Herron, Priscilla Hill, Walter Ivy, Larry Jones, Harold Katz, Molly Klee, Anne-Marie Kulesa, Robert Langfelder, Holly Lipschultz, Roy Lloyd, Stephen Martinez, Gerald Marks, Richard MacArthur, Stephen Melnick, Deet Meserve, Deborah Miller, Jimmy Miller, Scott Montgomery, Joe Mosciano, Moshe Ben Chava Venatan, Jordan Ehrenberg, Nicole Newcomb, Linda O'Neill, Don Olson, Sarah Payton, Mark Perlman, Alan Sager, Leah Bot Sarah, Kristen Rouse Skinner, Betty Rudolph, Maria Sklianskaya, Linda Stahl, Tali Stein, Kirk Stokes, Michael Van Buren, Virginia Wharton, Nachum Feivel, Ben Gedalia, Umasha. Additions, corrections?
I believe it was Larry O'Neill.
Larry O'Neill. Forgive me, Larry O'Neill. Any others, please?
Yes. Additional names from our congregation include Phil Goldstucker, Rebecca Hanscom, Rebecca Lockett, Roby Wayne, Skylar Logano, Jennifer Snyderman, Stacy Oliver, Linda Motzkovitz, Don Bogosh, Kevin Kaiser, Carmel Glarner, Bella Eisenstadt, Stacy Robinson, Mindy Jordan, Rabbi Douglas Goldhammer, Mark Glickman, Larry Glickman, Jimmy Glickman, Carol Cohen, Stuart and Terry Epstein, Gregory Sklavos, Melanie Edmond, Rhoda Edmond, Dorothy Radler, James Freed, Allison Good, Leo Jacowell, Bonnie Fields Leibovich, Debbie Watts, Carmen Villa, everyone currently suffering from COVID-19, Eugene Pavillon, David Rice, Eileen Rothman, Larry, Lynn, Eliana, and Sophia Glickman, and Dolores Miller.
And Mr. Cantor. Many, many in need of Refuah Shlema. Well, we summon the most powerful of compassion and love and chesed from our hearts, and we sing the Mishaberach.
Sophia, if you would please rise. It's time for our concluding prayers, and we would be delighted if you would lead us in Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabech Adon hakol, v'atet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samhakenu kachem, v'gor aleinu k'kol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא תהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Chevre, in just a moment, we'll recite the words of Kaddish Yatom, which, as you know, is a prayer that's more about life and affirmation of life than it is about death. So I'm thinking about this week, and Rabbi Zedek, I think it's so fitting that you called to our attention, our loving attention, Rabbi Shalman and his legacy and his connection to Parshat Kiddushim, and the lasting legacy that he still creates is so strong. And it's important that we remember that, because as I see you and as I had the privilege of speaking to some long-standing students of Rabbi Shalman and of you today and throughout the week, it was almost as if that legacy beckoned not only our commitment to Torah and lifelong learning, but a commitment to caring for one another, our commitment to being a part of a community that remains vibrant and resilient even in difficult times. And that the fact that this study group, which you shepherd now, which I imagine for you is an honor of a lifetime, really shows just how powerful our legacy is, and how well it's been pushed along, not only by Rabbi Shalman, but his students, you included, and those other fine people who spend a good portion of their lives making sure that that legacy remains vital and full of life. And so I thank you for the opportunity for us that you gave us to really think deeply about not only the legacy, but the sacred legacy of Rabbi Shalman. And of course, over 140 years, we've had a lot of people, rabbis and otherwise, who've supported our community and given us a reason to thrive, good times and challenging times. And so in a way, our Kaddish is affirming because it's a love note and a thank you note. And to bring thanks and love into the world are holy acts. And so without further ado, we will bring the list back up. And of course, in addition to Rabbi Shalman and Lotta Shalman and the Levies and those who have served our community with distinction, we also remember those who died in years past at this season: Sam Roy Abrams, Samuel Adler, Leslie Kaplan, Mitchell H. Cohen, Margaret Cole, Ann Selma Dannenberg, Sadie Dorff, Herman Drucker, Frederick Morris Foxman, Reba Frankel, Max Friend, Sophie Froelich, Ethel Goldstein, Harold Good, I. Lewis Greenberg, Florence Gerner, Mildred Huckberger, Moritz Kahn, Samuel Kogan, Amalie Oppenheim, Sophie Posen, Babetta Rothschild, Mary Solomon, Sarah Strauss, Helen S. Weinberg, David Weinstein, Leatrice Morton Weinstein, Leon Wersch. And in addition, we remember those who have died in just recent days: Joseph Golner, Joanne Cratchen, Albert and Gwen Miller, Opal Floyd, Alan Wagner, Michael O'Connor. Any additions or corrections or repronunciations?
Rabbi, I believe there's a typo. It's Joanne Cratchman.
Forgive me.
Not
Joanne
at all.
Cratchman.
It's
Joanne
not correct on the list.
Additional names from our congregation include Alexander Marshall Rice, Ron Glickman, Dan Harrison, Irving Levine, and Shirley Robert Skrabelski.
Zichronam lebracha, may the memories of these souls be for blessing. We rise in body and or spirit, or however you wish to mark this Kaddish, and we pray. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yom echon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. V'agala v'zman kariv v'meru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'tadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechmata. Damiran be'alma v'meru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'meru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'meru amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say, amen.
Rabbi, in just a moment, our amazing president and tech genius is going to pull up what is going on in our virtual village. And let me tell you something, there's a lot going on in our virtual village. A lot of studying, a lot of stories for little ones, a lot more studying, I might have mentioned that, some qigong thrown in for good measure. So here is the message, join us. There's so many fabulous ways to engage. And it feels, I know, a little, well, lonely. So come be with us, even if it's virtually. We want you, want to study with you. Rabbi, anything to add?
Well, two things. Firstly, we want to take a poll as to whether Rabbi Zedek should keep his beard. So
I'm an affirmative, if anyone asks.
You can
I'm
put
yay,
your vote
I'm
in the
yay.
chat box. Michael, I hope you'll forgive me if I have offended. I just couldn't resist. You know, as you all get to know me a little bit better, there's a bit of a trickster in me. So forgive me. Anyway, on a more serious note, though, speaking to this sense of loneliness, and I hear stories on a regular basis daily as I check in with you, and I hear what's going on and how we as a community and as individuals are coping and seeking resilience and trying to figure out what to do. Besides these thoughtful experiences that are expanding our minds and helping us connect a lot around powerful ideas, we also want to try to find ways to connect more socially or just on a more human level. So we have some things coming up. Firstly, you'll notice in the calendar that we have a special Torah Toast activity, one next Wednesday and one the following Tuesday. I believe it's the 6th of May. And this is an opportunity for us to address not only parents and grandparents who are raising children and grandchildren, but anybody really who wants to talk about COVID-19 and the Jewish significance we draw out of our struggle with it, and also the psychological comfort that might come from talking with a professional, in this case, Meredith Albert, who is a child psychologist and will help us understand how we can work with our young people to sustain them during this time of uncertainty and frankly chaos. So thank you to Meredith for that. And we'll do that twice in case you can't come. So it's both at 7 o'clock on the 6th and then the 12th. speaking off the top of my head. So hopefully that's correct. The other thing we're planning to do is have a lunch with Rabbi or high tea with Cantor, maybe a Havdalah with mocktails, not cocktails, but mocktails. And these are ways for us to connect as a community. So be on the lookout for those ideas. You know, sometimes things pop up, ideas pop up, and we just go for it. Like a helicopter taking off of a helipad, right? We don't necessarily have a runway all the time. So we might have to move fast. Forgive us for that, but it's all for our wholeness and healing. How's that, Cantor?
I loved it. And don't worry, guys, you're going to see this in print. We're not just making you remember it. Someone will be going out to you.
All right. So I think
If I can
yes,
report, if I could report back from the YouTube chat, people recognize that Karen's vote, your wonderful wife Karen, gets the biggest vote in whether or not you shave your beard. But you have a lot of fans. People are really enjoying seeing you with the beard. So know that if Karen wants you to keep it, you have support from the congregation.
All right. Thank them for that, standing far behind me.
Yes, it is most definitely Karen's choice and your choice, dear friend.
No, it's Karen's choice.
Okay.
Very smart, Rabbi.
Very right. Very good. All right, are we ready for our closure?
We are ready. Mazel tov to the Askovich family and to Sandy too.
Indeed. Many joyous returns. What are we doing? We doing Hallelujah, or are we doing?
I thought we swapped out the slide, but maybe not.
All right, well, we'll do whatever the slide says.
Okay.
The slide knows. So let me get back to
There is also a 1 day slide at the end. Was that it? Or is it Hallelujah?
It was 1 day, but we can do
I've got it. I've got it.
Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and the children will play one day, one day, one day. Oh, Yom Echad, Yom Echad, Yom Echad. It's not about win or lose. We all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving though the waters stay raging. In this maze you can lose your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it get you no way. No way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day, one day, one day. Oh, Yom Echad, Yom Echad, Yom Echad. Oh, one day we'll all be free. You got to get to the right lyrics. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing the songs of freedom like why-oh, why-oh, why-oh. one day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, one day, one day. Oh. All right. Very nice. All right. Let us continue. Rabbi Zedek, would you like to lead us in the priestly blessing tonight?
Sure. Thank you.
Please.
You'll forgive me. I'm not going to punish anybody. I'm going to say it rather than sing it.
Any way you say it sounds beautiful and holy.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and guard you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God be gracious to you and guard you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift the light of God's face into you, grant you now and always life, love, holiness, wholeness, and peace. Amen.
Ein Hiratzon.
Eine Hiratzon. Lila Tov, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Thanks to everybody that joined us here on Zoom and provided this beautiful service to everybody out in the land of YouTube. A true holy Zoom tube experience. God bless you all. Thank you, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Lila Tov. Bye-bye. Stay well. Struggle on.